Okay, guys, we are here at the studios of the Manhattan Neighborhood Network, shooting another episode of Life and Whatever Else. Again, like I said the past couple times, new format here up in the small studio upstairs. Back to the roots. Anybody who saw the first really
This is where it all
terrible
started.
episodes, it was me and
This is where it all
Carlos up
started.
here, just kind of
Except there
doing.
was a big blocky table.
Yeah, we
Between us.
had big ugly table in there.
Yeah, we got rid of the table.
Yeah, I didn't really make sure you're a little closer to the mic, or you can
Yeah.
pull the mic towards you so
Cool.
we can hear you.
Alright.
Yeah, the table that was
Seriously, I
here
like the way
was
the space looks without that.
yeah, I like
blocky
it too.
Table with the tape peeling on the sides.
I like it too because I was thinking of because like we were talking about, I was thinking of a format that I could do without having to kind of set up that whole table downstairs.
And it
'Cause-
feels more conversational one to
Yeah.
one. You know?
And for you guys that don't know, like downstairs in the big studio, that desk that you see there is man-made basically. So before the show,
It's like
when,
Legos.
yeah, whenever we come in, and sometimes I'll ask my guests to help out too. It's terrible. I'll be like, hey, can you help me? Take the tabletop into into the studio,
Nice.
and yeah, it's
DIY.
just big clunky. You get like these two big tops, and you put them on top of these like blocks that they have. It's
Yeah.
like kids' toys, And we got Doug. I'm looking over here, Doug. Say hello, Doug.
Yeah.
All right,
if
now
if
look at
our
this
eyes
guy.
keep
Said hello,
reverting
Doug.
towards this direction.
Yeah,
that's
if we're
why.
looking if I'm looking towards my right and Carlos looks ahead, it's because Doug is over there.
Yeah.
Um,
I should look at the fake person. Right
but yeah,
there. The eye.
yeah, those people. Actually, yeah, the eye. There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we did that setup downstairs, and it just got to be like too much for one person.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let's just come up here, have a nice, fun chit
Under
chat.
the bright
And
lights of the fishbowl.
yeah, well, fishbowl's outside.
Oh, that's what they call this.
This one is the what is Mini Express? Is it Mini Express or is it Express? I think this one's just the Express Studio. I forget what the hell they name these things.
Yeah.
It's Studio 4 to me.
Yeah.
But Carlos, what's going on?
Not much. A lot of things going on.
I love
Nothing at the
he
same
just says
time.
I love it. He
You
just
caught
says
me off guard
he
with
just
that.
says not much. A lot of stuff going on. I love it. This guy's great.
Yeah.
So before we get into a lot of the stuff going on in the world,
Yeah,
you
a
were
lot of crazy things.
you were telling me that you did an open mic.
Yeah, I finally came out and did some open mics. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while. I literally
Nice.
practiced in the comfort of home for like 2 years, and it was starting to eat away at me. And then I
Yeah.
finally went out and did it like about a month ago, and I've been going. So it's
Sweet.
cool.
And where was the
All
first
over the
one?
city, at a coffee shop down in Lower Manhattan on Bleecker Street, and then I did one in Williamsburg. I mean, there's literally like Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, some Fridays, some Sundays. There's like tons of open mics. So
Doug, can you do me a favor? Just check the mics, make sure we're not muted. 1 and 2. I'm like
Okay.
panicking. I'm making sure
yeah, we don't tape a whole episode.
the little light is on, right? On 1 and 2, right? Okay. Okay. Thank God.
So you would just edit that out?
Whew.
That whole part?
Yeah, I would
Okay.
just or we just started over
Yeah,
again.
yeah, from the top.
But yeah,
So,
so,
so there's tons of open mics all over the city, and now I'm trying to hit them up. I love songwriting, so that's what I was doing the last 2 years, like just being like, I'm gonna do it, and not doing
Yeah.
it, but like practicing the whole time, and like just working within my limitations. I wasn't born with a great singing voice, but I guess I have a good ear for pitch, and I play good chords on guitar, so
yeah.
just smash it all together and
And like
sing my lyrics to it.
so that experience when you did the open mic.
The first one was it was a crazy feeling. Like the ones after,
How many people
fun.
were there again?
Depending on the night, anywhere from, in terms of performers, anywhere from 8 performers, 12 performers. Every night is different.
Are the performers the audience too, pretty much?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
part of,
so-
like, it's like communal.
Because like you could say there were like
There's people like in the coffee shop, like on the side.
that are just there,
spectating.
but they're not there.
There's
They could
people that
care
are
less
playing,
about.
and then people that are out to support. The people. So it's
Yeah.
very like communal. That's part. I did it to perform because I love songwriting and
Uh-huh.
I actually want to play these songs in front of people. But also,
Yeah.
I get to meet cool people
Mm-hmm.
and get to talk about music. Like it's a natural icebreaker. Like I'm not the
Yeah.
type of dude to just go up to people. Oh, hey, what's up?
It's
Once in a while I do it, but it's so much easier. You're at an open mic. You're like, oh, what are you
Mhm.
playing? Are you doing originals? Are you doing covers? Oh, what guitar
how-
do you have? Where are you coming out from?
Yeah. And how many songs did you play? Like 1 or 2?
It's always pretty much 2 songs.
2 songs?
So 2 songs. They run about 5-6 minutes. Every night is different. Like the first night I did it was all musicians.
Mm-hmm.
The second time I did it, it was like mostly musicians, but some like open mic comedians.
Okay.
And then the last
Yeah,
one
I might
did,
try that. I might try.
give it a shot.
I might try the
I have
comedy.
respect for. It's crazy, like, because I have songs, I rehearse them at home. By the time I play them, even if it's not smoothed out, it's rehearsed. Like the comedy, it's like you have to stand in front of the people
Yeah.
and just like feel it out. And
Yeah, I want to try it. I know a lot of people like laugh at shit that I say,
yeah,
but like I
It's
want to
pretty laid
write. I
back,
want to
you know?
like write some jokes and
you have
see.
people go up with, some people are like, whoa, and some people are like, it doesn't even matter. It's like it's just the point of like, I guess, people
Yeah.
having these things that they like and, they want to like share it.
Well, I think
like,
I think open mics also help like in your personal life
yeah,
because like it helps you like if you're a shy person
yeah.
and
Yeah, it's
like you
great.
can open up in front of people with something that you like.
Yeah.
Even if
Yeah,
you
when
don't
I get
really.
on stage, I just close my eyes and I just pretty much get into a trance for 5-6 minutes.
Yeah.
And then once I'm done, I'm like, oh, thank you, and I just get off.
Yeah,
it's
thank
like
you.
I'm normal, but during those 5-6 minutes, it's like
Okay,
all the practice.
This might be a silly question. I don't really go to open mics. Do they give like tips? Like if you're good enough, does somebody like
no,
give you like
I mean,
a
they have
tip or something?
Jar, like they'll have like a tip jar,
And then
for
they
for the place, Like,
Oh, for the
we run
place.
these open mics, they're very people here are generous to allow us to use the
okay.
space, so we take
But there's
tips
no
from
like
employees.
tips for the performers.
No, I mean, that's my goal. My goal is to like do like local gigs and get like $5 or a couple of free drinks or a free burger.
Yeah.
Just, humble goals.
Oh yeah, of
But-
course. I mean, you can't really go into it
It's
because
laid back.
you can't
It's
go
a
into
social
it
experience and
thinking that like you're gonna do like 2 open mics and all of a sudden you're gonna be
yeah,
a breakout
there is that.
superstar.
You do fantasize in your head like, oh, wow, the right person
Not-
is gonna be.
Not to say that
there.
situations like that don't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody's.
I would love to just meet people just to like jam with and I've
Yeah.
met people already. It's,
Yeah, it's actually interesting. Like like your passion for music is interesting because the other day I was here helping. I was actually helping TT with his show "Come On to My House" with Tobel Von Cartier. So I was helping on that show, and there was a band playing on it.
Mhm.
And one of the guys was talking about how like he was like 40 years old or whatever,
Mhm.
and like he worked like in like the music industry,
Yeah.
but like on the technical side.
Okay.
And he was talking about how I was just talking to him after the show,
Yeah.
and he was saying how man, I was sitting at home,
Mhm.
not really like playing music and everything
Yeah,
like that, and then
so-
all of a sudden I just got back into it,
Yeah.
and it's just
It
like
prob-
interesting. It seems like people who play music at whatever level
Yeah.
have such a passion for it.
Yeah, and if you don't get to
You know?
like really like put it out there,
Yeah.
it kind of like it feels like something is missing.
So like whether you're at an open mic or you actually
Yeah.
find a band to play with or something, it's like you need
That was
something.
the first step
to
was
like,
getting meeting a couple different drummers and jamming in the rehearsal studio with the guys and just making noise.
Yeah.
And then playing a couple gigs with them. That was what gave me the taste for it.
And how's Blank coming along?
Blank is in flux, like
Blank.
kind of like always. We jam as much as we can.
Yeah,
I'm gonna see if we could do like a Friday after Thanksgiving jam.
yeah.
I mean, we'll see.
Guys should do a Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving gig.
jam. Why not?
Book
Why-
a showcase room at the studio.
Yeah, just do that.
Yeah, we're a crazy bunch. So
Yeah, I miss being
Take
around
care.
you guys.
Yeah.
it was fun.
yeah, one of these days we should get you.
It was
We
fun.
will get you. I know it's a little cramped in there. I remember. That one
It's
time
cool. It's cool. I was.
we
I
could make it
mean,
work.
like
It
this.
was like back
this,
in June.
this studio though is probably maybe this studio is like the same size, maybe
Of,
not
the-
height
that-
wise. Like the ceiling's a little higher,
Yeah,
but I feel like maybe lengthwise, like this.
it's
is the same.
similar. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, it's close.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Stick a
didn't
fork
realize
in
that.
the outlet.
Stick a fork in the outlet.
Uh,
That was like our hit
That's
track.
my jam
we
right
played in
there.
front of like 10 people, and it was
when
it
you
was crazy. I
when you-
never did that before. So
when you
it was-
when you played at Baby Castles,
yeah.
and I heard Stick a Fork in the outlet. I was
You were-
recording you guys. But I was
yeah.
like, oh, this is my
It's a good
jam right
track,
here.
Yeah.
It's my
Yeah, I
jam
miss
right
playing
here.
those songs too.
Yeah.
Yeah, lately we've been getting back, and Jesse got a pedal board, so his guitars sound crazy, and I'm always trying to get better as a bass player.
Oh, you guys are gonna be so big.
Yeah, yo, we what's funny? After we did those 2 gigs, and you wouldn't think it, but just doing those 2 gigs involved a lot of more preparation than we were used to. And then
Yeah.
after it was done, it was like, yo, that was awesome. But we were like, we just wanted to get back and just make noise, record, listen to the
Come on, you
tracks,
gotta
go back
want to
the
be a
basics.
superstar here.
Yeah, and then
Come
we
on.
had like,
You guys were on top of the world,
top
man.
of the world.
You were
yeah,
touring
playing
all
at
over.
14th Street.
You were touring all over New York,
yeah,
Manhattan, Brooklyn.
And,
You guys were touring all over the
yeah.
place, and then you just stopped.
Yeah, we had we had some kind of situation, so we had to
Stuff
kick out one of our
happens.
members. Yeah, stuff happens.
You know.
It was a good 6-week run we had. And now we're back like in the.
You guys need a VH1 behind the
embryonic
music.
stage. Yeah.
That's what you guys need, behind the music.
Yeah.
Blank.
Well, we have the blank documentary. We have the mini doc that you made.
Yeah,
The guys,
I
the
don't,
guys
Doug.
enjoyed
I
it.
don't know if you've seen. I actually did a mini documentary
It was like
about
10
these
minutes
guys going to their
on
first
our way
gig.
to our first gig in Brooklyn.
It was
yeah.
sweet.
Yeah. Just
where-
we look like a bunch of dorks.
What's the YouTube page?
I
it
think
was-
it's Blank Official NYC.
Doug, pull it up. We gotta maybe watch this a little bit. That was actually fun shooting that, cause
You could pull it up without the audio.
yeah,
Okay.
we're not gonna listen to the
Okay,
audio,
Cool, good.
but yeah, it's
But
yeah.
actually,
All right.
actually the
Right, we can do Where
the
Are They
Baby
Now?
Castles gig looks better. Oh, you're putting up the mini doc though. Yeah, you gotta
Both.
pull that up.
I think aren't both of them on the? Did you guys put both of them on there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All our stuff. So if you type in blank mini doc.
I was like their video roadie.
Yeah.
So like, I like
Video
shot
roadie.
all
You
their
still are,
video.
you know.
There it is,
There
right
it
up
is,
top.
First one.
Right up top.
What do you call it? Jesse calls it the Eye of Blank.
Whopping 82
sure you put that.
views.
52, yo. We're big
Oh
time.
wait, is that 52? I thought it said 82.
Nah, it's 52.
Oh.
Hey man, it's more than 0, right?
Yeah,
That was
but
cool. Yeah, I haven't seen this in a bit. Yeah, so that was a fun night, man.
yeah, it was fun. You know,
So I want to do more. I want to jam more. Like we're just really disorganized. So to do
Yeah.
like gigs, it's like it involves a lot of preparation. So yeah, from everybody, So
yeah,
and everyone has their schedules. We all work and stuff. So
yeah.
but yeah, so
That
this
was fun though. Like,
yeah, it was a great time.
Wait, where was this?
The mini doc. Okay, so this was the actual gig was in Brooklyn, like in Williamsburg area, and but we had like a pregame at this digital art space on 14th Street called Baby Castles, where we hang out a lot. We hung out there to pregame, then we shot over to the gig, and then after that it's kind of a blur. And then but this place,
yeah, wild times.
we
with
played our
these
second
guys.
gig at this art space, which was our favorite of the 2 gigs, and yeah. Yeah, so that was back in the spring, and then I spent a few more months just practicing. I have about maybe half a dozen songs that I've written that I wrote that I enjoy playing. And
Yeah.
eventually it was like I think it was October 30th that it was the day before Halloween. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it.
And you
then,
just did it.
That whole night I was like buzzing. Like,
I
it was a
remember
weird
like
feeling.
I think you texted me right after, or you texted me the day after, and you were like, "Yo, I did an open mic."
Yeah.
And I was
hyped.
like, "Oh
I think it was the
snap!"
next
I was like so proud of you and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was on the way. This was on the way over.
Yeah. Oh man, we were carrying so much stuff. The bass amp and
Yeah.
we were no van, no nothing. Just
Yeah,
public
traveling the hard
transportation.
way on the
Yeah.
subway.
Yeah, but it's cool. We look like a bunch of nerds, which we are at the end of the day. What's that?
You're gonna have a group and then you go and have your solo.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, all of us have our own.
Yeah, I don't know if it's quite like that.
Yeah,
He was
it's exactly
talking
like
about
that.
how
I'm gonna be
Carl's
playing
gonna be
Barclays
Justin
Center.
Timberlake.
I'm gonna be playing the back parking lot of Barclays Center.
Yeah.
In about 6 months. So
No, not even. You'll be playing at the subway.
I'll play the
like,
subway.
right
Yo,
in there.
man. I at the one of the open mics I did, I met these cool dudes, and afterwards, like 2 older white dudes, and they were like, "Oh, there's some other open mics going on tonight, but they're kind of far, so we're just gonna jam up Bedford Avenue." They're like, we play in the train all the time. It was like a Thursday night. I had to
Yeah.
shoot home and get sleep, but yeah, I might jam on the street at some point too,
Sweet.
or the subway.
You know, I've always had playing in the subway is pretty interesting. Like
Yeah.
that's I feel like
It's
that
kind of
takes
humbling in a way. 'cause
that
people
takes-
are just walking past.
that
you.
that really
If you're
takes
good,
some
people
balls
throw
to
stuff.
do, in my opinion.
What's that?
That takes some balls to do to like perform it on the subway
Well,
car.
on the subway car. Oh, yeah.
Because you get nasty looks, you get people who are like,
Yeah.
shut the hell up.
Yeah,
you
when
know-
people come in the car to perform, I'm like,
Granted,
dude, I'm sorry.
I've always there's always been a part of me that's wanted to be a subway performer
yeah.
ever since today. So check this out. I'm going downtown. I'm on the 1 train. I'm going all the way down to what was it? I forgot where I was going, but I was going all the way downtown, like Chambers Street or
Yeah.
something.
Oh,
And
man.
as I'm going down there, this guy literally comes through the subway car from like I was in the last one. He comes and he's got on then like it's this big like mule outfit, but like it's one of those mule outfits
like a zoo costume.
where literally like he was in the middle, so it looked like he was riding the mule. So So
That's
he couldn't and bust
that
out
sounds
in this.
bulky though.
He bust out. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
bulky. It took him like 2 stops to get through from one car to the other.
Yeah.
So everybody in the car is like dying laughing at this guy. He busts out in like this whole like Mexican song and dance and everything. Normally I don't give out tips, but I was compelled that day. I
Yeah.
had to give him a tip. That was
Right,
one of
the mule guy.
that was one of the most amazing performances on the subway that I've ever seen, and
you'll
everybody
see
loved
people
it.
like that. Like I saw a guy get on the train. He was on for like between like one stop to the other. That was it. He kind of looked like Lenny Kravitz. Like he looked disheveled. Like maybe he was homeless, but he had this Lenny Kravitz look. He played like one song. He killed it. He was awesome. And then before the train got off at the stop, like he must have collected like $11, $12.
Oh,
and I'm like, yo,
man.
that's like an hour's worth of work for some people.
How
He
many
just-
cars? How many cars are there on a train again? What is it?
5, 6. I would say 5 to 7.
So if
if I
there's
had to
seven,
guess.
so if there's 7 cars and he's getting like $10, that's
Yeah.
$70.
Right. And
Like-
like maybe like half an hour.
Like if
Yeah.
you work through the whole
Yeah.
train, that's like
And he's doing what he loves,
$70.
you know? Like, yo. And when I saw that, that opened my eyes too. So
He's making more than minimum wage, a lot more than minimum wage.
that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. I was like, between one stop to the other, he made what some people make.
Then
an
you
hour
read a
retail.
story about how like he gets locked up for tax fraud because
Yeah.
he didn't pay his
If he gets too
taxes.
If he stays at his level, if he stays at his level, he's fine. But
He's
once
making
he
6 figures just being a subway performer.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Imagine.
sure there are people like that. I'm pretty confident that there are people who just because I feel like
I don't know about 6 figures, but if
Not
you
6
do that
figures.
and make 40 grand, you're like,
Yeah,
what? Are you
but there are
like,
people. Yeah, there are people who I think make like not a salary, obviously, but they make
Yeah.
like a yearly.
salary and benefits.
Yeah.
From the MTA.
Cowboy was making 6 figures.
Well, he's
Oh,
different.
he's like a celebrity.
he's
I
upper
don't know how he
He
echelon.
wasn't a celebrity.
he
first started doing
he
that.
yeah he he built
Yeah.
his own brand.
Now there are a lot
How
of
would he
people.
make 6 figures though? It's just like endorsement or something. Like,
No,
Well-
people pay him to take
oh,
photos
just in
of everything.
tips.
Yeah, well, he
He
makes a lot of
collected,
money
yeah.
from that, but I'm pretty sure he also makes appearances places
Yeah.
too. You know, but anyway.
What about those girls that get painted naked? Well, anyway. that
Yeah,
has
no,
nothing
no,
to do with
no.
the
That's no. We could talk. I was gonna mention them.
show. Yeah.
You know, walking through Times Square, it's like the naked cowboy like has all this competition now. Like
yeah,
those,
yeah. Back
like
in the
those
day, it was just
girls are
him.
out
He
there,
monopolized it.
and like
First it was him, and then it was him, and then the guy, the Spider-Man, was like grabbing girls' butts. And,
yeah,
And then you got the vampire.
yeah.
You seen
See,
Edward Scissorhands?
here's one. I've not seen Edward
I
Scissorhands,
saw
but
him, yeah, he's-
here's one thing that
sweetheart.
bothers me: the people who wear the outfits, like the costumes, they've got to know that if they're gonna take like the head off or something, they've got to like hide. You can't reveal your identity
Right,
to
yeah.
everybody.
Or you traumatize the kid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's even for an adult. That's a deal breaker. Like if I'm an adult and
Yeah.
like I want my kid to take a picture, if I see your face, no, you're not in character.
Yeah,
You go
you
find
break the
some,
fourth wall.
go
You can't
find
do
some
that.
place or whatever. Take a walk to a
Have you
less
seen
crowded
that? Have you seen
street.
a guy just sit in the train, the whole costume? Just head
Not a
down, like,
not a train, but I see the people like just walking through Times Square when they get tired or no.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny. They'll walk through Times Square and they'll take the helmet. They'll take the top off when nobody's like getting them for pictures. Then when they see like a family like a block away, all of a sudden it's like turn away, put the
That's-
thing back on. Hey, take a picture
a-
with me. And I was
That's,
like,
that's
what?
a tough gig, man. They
What?
gotta get some fresh air at some point, you know.
I don't know. It's just crazy because then like they demand it's like take a picture, give me $15 for it.
Throwing a poncho, maybe. I don't
No,
know.
I will not give you $15 for that. Okay, wash your outfit. I mean, gee, those outfits look ragged.
Yeah, I remember when I worked at Toys R Us, the person who was in the giraffe suit, him and the giraffe
In the giraffe suit.
him and the giraffe suit smelled
him and the
terrible. You know, God
giraffe
bless him,
suit.
but his suit and he just it was I couldn't.
But he's
stand it.
walking around. He's walking around Toys R Us all day.
Yeah,
God bless him, man.
yeah,
That's you know, with the holidays coming up. Well, Thanksgiving next week, but with
Yeah.
Christmas coming up.
excited.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, for a second, I thought you were wearing the same shirt and that you
Yeah,
have on, but
close.
you're
I've
not.
been wearing
It's
more
close.
plaid lately.
But with the holidays coming up, you got all the fake Santas. So
Fake
you,
Santas.
you got a lot
They're
of
not-
guys.
None of them are fake. They're all real.
Oh,
man.
they're all real, right? Okay.
They're all pieces.
But you got a lot of those guys that are.
Have you seen them already? I mean, I haven't been around Midtown lately. So.
No, I've not seen them, but
I mean, you've got the people playing the holiday music November 1st.
there are a lot of people. Oh, that drives me crazy. We go straight from Halloween to Christmas. I'm like,
Yeah.
people, we
It's
got
a-
Thanksgiving. All right, can we chill
This
a
is
little
like-
bit?
This is a very divisive issue for a lot of people because there's the people that, November 1st, that's it. The next 2 months of Christmas. And
Yeah.
you got the people They're like, no.
Of all
Just
the
putting their
issues in the
foot down.
world, I think this is
That's
gonna
the most
be
important,
this is gonna
yeah.
take precedence
Over
now for the
everything.
next 2 months.
Yeah.
Should it be Christmas time before Thanksgiving?
Right. Yeah.
I vote no.
I agree with Doug. No on
Yeah.
that.
I'll give you December 1st. You know, I think we can meet.
I'm
in the middle.
okay. I'm okay with after Thanks.
The day after.
Day
Thanksgiving,
after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
Throw up the lights. Throw up the tree.
But you can't go and you can't celebrate
You can't
Halloween
skip.
and all that devil stuff,
Yeah.
and then the day after, all of a
Right.
sudden, we're moving on to Jesus
Snowy
was
whi-
born and
Snowy
everything.
White Christmas.
No, okay. We need a break. We
Yeah.
need a break.
Yeah,
Okay.
we need a little decompression.
Let's decompress from Halloween and everybody getting dressed up like evil villains and
Yeah.
whatnot, and
I'm doing
blood all
takeout
over their
I'm doing
face.
takeout for Thanksgiving, man.
Oh
That's it.
man, Boston
Are you gonna
Market.
throw someone told me that. Is that a thing?
I think I
haven't seen
said
the
it.
commercials. My coworker is like, Boston
Yeah.
Market's doing takeout.
I went to
I was gonna
Boston.
go to a Chinese restaurant.
There's a Boston Market right over here, and like literally every time I go in, I see like ads talking
Yeah.
about, oh, come get your Thanksgiving dinner from
Oh,
Boston
shit.
Market, and I'm like, wow,
I've never been in a Boston Market, but that's a good hustle. That's a good hustle.
it
though.
is, it is,
Put it in your own pots like you were cooking the chicken
Yeah.
all night long.
exactly. I would probably do it.
You
I'm.
bring them a raw turkey and say, "Can you cook this for me?"
I don't know about that. They have I think they're selling turkey. Like I don't think they normally sell it, but they sell turkey on that day.
That's crazy.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna count on the Chinese restaurant being open, or
I'm pretty
Bibi's
sure it'll be
place
open.
or Habibi on the corner. And,
Hey,
you know,
hey,
it's just gonna
listen.
be me and-
No stereotypes here,
Yeah.
okay? Even
Oh, Habibi.
yeah, see?
That's like a colloquial
You
term
see?
that they use for my friend.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it too much lately. I don't know. Maybe
You
maybe
know,
it's called, maybe it's
once
gone out of
one
fashion.
time I walked into a store at night. It was probably like 9, 10 o'clock. And when I walked in, I bought like a Snapple and a soda or whatever. And I walk out and I forgot to get something. So at first when I walked out, the guy was kind of looking at me like, like what is this guy? So then when I came back in, I got like a bottle of water or something like that. And then as I paid this time and left, he was like, what's the saying? Like, assalamu alaikum or
Assalamu
whatever.
alaikum.
And I was like, good night. I didn't know what he was saying. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, and, I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, peace out.
At
'Cause
least
he,
you were polite.
yeah, I was like, okay, but I had like a full beard and,
Yeah.
when I have like a full beard, sometimes I look like
They-
I'm Middle
they'll talk to
Eastern.
you, yeah. Maybe it was just friendly. Yeah?
Yeah, he
I
was,
don't
he was nice.
I don't know if you saw, but I was like sweating bullets at some point in this video after I got off stage that first time.
Yeah.
Like I was like,
No, I remember. You
I
definitely
was
were.
like, oh, like
You definitely were. Go towards
course
the
there's
end.
gotta
Go
be
towards the
booty.
end of the video.
maybe before that, maybe like a minute before that. Oh yeah, I think I saw my face.
I think all you guys were like sweating bullets.
Yeah, we were hot. I don't remember sweating bullets like that after the second gig.
I mean, you guys were really playing up there, man.
Yeah, we were going in. We were trying our best.
Wait, is your performance in here too?
No,
Yeah,
it's in a separate video.
But you have it on the YouTube page.
Yeah,
right?
don't go to the. Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
Yo,
he
I
was.
look like I just got off a treadmill. Like, it was like
Oh.
nerves. It was hot. We're like,
Yeah, I know
going
that feeling.
in.
But I know that
we
feeling.
were drinking.
When I get really nervous, my palms get like really sweaty, and like you
It
don't
was
want to shake. You
interesting.
don't want to shake hands with me at all.
Yeah.
You don't want to.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. So that was a cool night, and yeah, there's like musicians all over the place, and I want to meet more and jam more.
Yeah,
and-
sweet. That's the way you gotta do it. What's up,
Were
Deb?
you nervous the first time? This wasn't your first time.
Yeah, this was after the first time we played, and yeah, I guess they're not as much. I can't remember now. Was I nervous?
Nervous for what?
During the performance.
You know what it is? When I'm performing, even with the open mics, I basically block out the audience, and it's not good. I need to learn how to like be more like eye contact with, but like basically I'm like this, so I'm focusing
Yeah,
on my this.
I did notice
every
that.
gig and both gigs, and then every open mic, I'm just like, cause I'm just trying to focus.
Yeah,
on
I
what
did
I'm-
notice
on the
that.
music. As the more I go along, I'm gonna try to be like open my eyes and be more engaged. So
Yeah, but like I don't know. I feel like a lot of times, I mean, performers, I feel there's like they become like a different person when when they're on stage. Because I was just thinking about this.
'Cause you almost are. You know?
On YouTube, there's this clip of AC/DC, and they're performing in Argentina, River Plate. And there's like 40, 50,000 people in the stadium.
Yeah.
And it is like, can you pull it up? Look up AC/DC River Plate. And they're
It's in
performing.
Brazil. Is it called River Plate or Real Plate or something?
No.
It's called River Plate. Okay.
Yeah. Well, at least that's like the soccer club. That's like the stadium that they play in.
Oh,
So
okay. Well, you would know that.
it's in Buenos Aires. But they're performing, like, you see this crowd, and I'm sitting there saying to myself, you have to like transform into like almost like a different person
Yeah.
when you're performing, because how can you like you stand up there in front of all these people,
Yeah.
and it's like, holy shit, like all these
Yeah.
people are just looking at you. It's wild.
That's the thing about music. It's
Like I
It's
love
almost-
watching these like
oh yeah.
this
I love.
this
You mean like
specific
stadium or this specifically?
yeah,
Yeah.
because
this
there's
show.
also a clip when they do Hell's Bells,
Okay.
and like the crowd is just
Yeah.
like jumping up and
Footage
down
looks
in
great.
unison. It's just
Yeah.
it's wild.
Yeah. AC/DC's obviously a huge band.
Don't worry, blank. That's gonna be blank and
Dude, we don't have to be.
Oh,
You know how much
dear.
prep and stuff goes into all this. Like I respect. I'm a student of the game. You know. Like I love just.
yeah. See, look at all
getting
the
to-
people. Like, look at all the people that are there and whatnot. And like all eyes are on you.
Yeah.
Like they are
You
not
have
turned
to-
away for anything. And
Yeah.
like
I
that
mean, obviously,
to me.
it's like years and years of just working at it, and
But it's so like it's on a
but
much.
it's I don't know. It's very primal. Like I don't. I'm still figuring out how to explain it. But music is very like you're tapping into some type of thing that's not really. It's not like spoken. It's not
Yeah.
like speech, like okay, or mathematics. It's just there's some type of energy that's being conveyed.
yeah, it's all energy,
and,
man.
and yeah,
I think with anything that has live, that's like a live event, live performance.
yeah.
Because like I also get it
Big
like,
sound.
cause you know, whenever I watch anything that's in front of a large audience, like
yeah.
I love, like I'm a big sports fan,
Yeah.
and when I watch sports and I see like the emotion that is brought out in people, like when
the
you
crowd
see,
generates a huge amount of energy.
like
you know?
I was watching the World Series and in Houston.
Yeah.
That stadium was so loud and it was rocking and the
Yeah.
people were wild, and I'm saying,
Yeah, that's
and
my favorite thing
just
about
watching on
sports, too.
TV, like I felt it. Like I'm sitting
Yeah.
in my living room and I'm saying to myself, this. I was gonna say the
Yeah.
F word, but I'm like, this is amazing. Like watching, because I felt the energy and like I just love that.
Yeah, whether it's that, a good fight,
Yeah, good.
the I mean, especially I know this. I didn't see any games, but I heard the World Series was nuts.
Yeah,
And I know from when the Mets have been in the World Series, like you got these goosebumps.
yeah.
Especially baseball, there's like all these pauses and
The
it's like-
tension.
you're
You know
like-
what's funny? Baseball's a sport where like it's almost made for the postseason,
yeah,
because during the regular season you can get kind of bored.
oh yeah,
But in the postseason, like the tension, like
Yeah.
in between every pitch, like you see it. It's like,
like
oh,
I don't
that's a
feel that as
strike,
much
like-
with football and basketball. Like if my teams aren't in it, like I don't feel as much. But when I see the baseball,
yeah,
even if it's Houston and who do they play? LA.
the Dodgers. Yeah,
It's like it's like a buzz.
I feel it with football when it's like my team.
I was thinking when the Giants were,
Yeah,
totally different ball game. But when there's other teams, it's
Giants are
just a-
pretty far off
game.
from the Super Bowl
yeah,
this
I
year.
heard.
But I don't want to talk about that. We'll get into that another day.
yeah.
But let's see what's going on. Like we were talking. Let's see.
Yeah, we were just talking about music,
lot of
I've
stuff.
been doing, and
What about
that's
Trump
what-
getting the
Trump,
death
yeah,
sentence?
that's the other thing. Before we started, we were talking about how North Korea sentenced Trump to death.
Yeah,
So
Doug,
I was
pull up some info on that. Let's look
I
that
was
up.
trying to figure out what to make of that.
I
I laughed. I mean, when I read that headline at work,
You didn't go to the DMZ.
he was supposed to go to
Yeah.
that line.
wasn't he in South Korea? He was supposed to go and then like they turned around or whatever.
They said there was too much cloud cover.
Exactly, cloud cover.
Quote,
Wait,
unquote, cloud cover.
Cloud
He-
cover.
So he didn't actually go to South Korea.
He went, but then
The door, yeah, he didn't go to DMZ.
yeah,
Okay.
even Conan O'Brien went. Did you ever see that? He went to the demilitarized.
Yeah, you can
zone
go from
there
the,
in South
from
Korea?
The South Korea side.
I'm like, come on, even he went over there. Like, Trump, you can't. Come on,
They
then.
didn't trust him.
Jeez.
yeah, they were like,
Like,
it's
no,
not.
He was
Yeah.
like, their bullets can reach me. I have no desire to get that close.
Yeah,
I mean,
He's like-
it's almost a sad world. Like it's sad when we live in a world where literally there were people, like whenever he says anything about North Korea, there are literally people who comment and say, you'll be doing us a favor if you take him out or whatever. Like, it's a crazy world we live in where people are like thinking, look at that.
That picture too. I've seen that picture pop up in multiple places.
The only thing I think is people need to stop calling him crazy. I don't think Kim Jong Un is crazy.
Crazy.
No.
I mean,
The most
people throw that
violent
word.
person.
People throw that word around. I mean, obviously you have to be
I
very.
think Trump is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, look. I mean, you just look at the
they're going to
pictures.
right.
Yeah,
Kim-
Kim Jong Un's very calculated, very
I think
meticulous.
Kim
don't-
Jong Un is
He's
just
evil. I mean, he's like malevolent.
an evil genius.
Yeah,
No.
pretty much. I mean,
I mean, I think Kim Jong
he
Un
just
comes
keeps getting
across
fatter,
as
too.
not crazy. I think he comes across as a lot more like calculated.
Yeah.
Maybe he
I mean, he's a
overthinks. I almost think he overthinks stuff as opposed to being crazy. Crazy to me is like what Trump does on Twitter. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
But like Un is more, like he overthinks. It's like if you look at me the wrong way,
Right. He's a
you're
dictator.
thinking bad stuff about me, right?
He's a legit dictator. Trump, I guess, was crazy like a fox.
yeah.
You know, like he pulled some kind of major con, to do what he's done.
That's it, a con.
And
He was from day one, he was
everyone calls him an opportunist.
See, he was also smart, and I was thinking about this before. As much as he talks about, draining the swamp and everything like that, what was funny was he ran as a Republican. So he had these people who were going to, and this is my other issue with a lot of, Republicans and people on the right, is that they hide behind being Republican to kind of allow him to do his thing. And because like there are a lot of Republicans who sit there and like in public they'll be like, yeah, I denounce everything that he says, but then when it comes to vote, it's like, well, I stick with my party regardless. And I'm like, well, come on, take a stand. Like, come on. And he
Well-
was smart to run as part of a party as opposed to an independent, because
I mean,
he
they
has
just had some elections, a week or two ago, and the Democrats
that was
did
last
well.
week, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Virginia swung to the Democrats, and so
I-
we don't really know like what's gonna happen going forward,
Well, the
but
Democrats crushed it because they got the Virginia State House potentially too.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
that
that's
was gerrymandered so that they couldn't win.
yeah.
So many people turned out that they took over not only the governorship, but the
Yeah.
State House as well.
Also, I get a kick out of the fact that the guy who came up with the transgender
Oh, yeah.
bathroom bill,
Guy-
he
That's-
lost.
He lost to a transgender.
That is
can't-
hilarious
He had
to
the
me.
best statement too.
Did you see it on John Oliver?
Yeah.
Was it John Oliver? Yeah, it was John Oliver.
But,
So
He showed a clip of
Mhm.
her, and like she was on another show, and he just showed the clip from it.
Mhm.
But she was doing an MSNBC interview, and on the interview they asked her what does she have to say to, I forget his name, to her opponent.
Yeah.
And she was like, he's one of my constituents now. I'm not going to insult him, all that. And so even when given the opportunity to insult, she didn't.
Yeah.
that was the biggest insult.
That, and if you're,
I don't talk bad about my constituents, and
Yeah.
now he's a constituent.
Like-
That was the
Mm.
but
She
also,
said it like that, huh?
also think about
It's
it.
not
In,
scripted,
in
but
this day
that's
and
crazy.
age, how can you like justify, like that's like a career killer almost, because it's like you came up with this bill to like,
Right. Well, that
for transgender bathroom, all that stuff.
that wrecked like Virginia's economy
Yeah.
in certain ways. Like they lost a lot of NCAA stuff, and
Personally, yeah, I remember
so
they
this,
took
this is like them being like, okay,
in North
we
Carolina.
don't associate ourselves with that.
Yeah. What was crazy to me about that is like, why do we care so much about that? Like, if you see people out, like, let's think of it like this: when you go outside, there are a ton of people. There are a lot of transgender people, like especially in New York.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you go outside, do you like examine everybody,
Yeah.
their private parts?
No, usually
everything.
when you're going in the bathroom, it's like I'm gonna take this leak. I got my peripherals going just in case there's like a weirdo on the side.
Yeah.
But that's like one time I went to the
It was
staff,
like this is like.
I went
no.
to the bathroom at work and there was just some dude standing there against the wall. Like, I was like,
Whoa.
1, 2, 3, wash my hands. Get
Yeah, I
out,
know. Hurry up and get out.
I thought about being like, are you all right? But I was like, keep it moving.
Yeah, it's weird.
There
Bathroom.
was someone in the stall.
yeah.
Maybe he was an attendant. I don't know.
But it's just like when you see all these people, you don't examine them like that. So it's like,
It's much ado about nothing.
like
right?
they're trust me. And think of all the women who are out there who guys think, oh my gosh, this woman is beautiful or whatever. You find out, the woman's transsexual and
Yeah.
everything, and they're like, oh my God. And I'm like, but wait, you thought that she was beautiful before. So when it comes to bathrooms, it's like, wait a second, you're all of a sudden saying because you found out she was transsexual, she can't use that bathroom or whatever. Give me a break.
I think it's basically
Like-
it's blown over at this point, right? Like people have gotten it out of their systems. Sometimes I go out places
I don't
and
think
I'll
it's-
see gender neutral bathrooms. I also see unisex well, it's the same thing, right? Unisex, gender neutral.
I mean, we could just have bathrooms.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and
All I'll say is, guys tend to like spray around the area, so I I feel for the ladies in that sense,
yeah,
but I don't know.
Oh,
Go
b-
faster. It wouldn't take forever.
Yeah.
porta potties.
But like I'm saying, guys, the way guys piss, it's like a
But wait, porta potties? Those are like,
porta potties.
oh my, Doug. So I went to the Pride
You got
Parade.
a good porta potty story?
Okay, I went to the Pride. I don't have a good one, but there's never a good one.
It's a
You
porta potty story.
you shouldn't have a good one
Yeah.
unless it's clean and like you're with a significant other.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have a good porta potty
Yeah.
story, okay?
Yeah.
So, at the Pride Parade, I was waiting on this long line towards the end of the parade route, and I'm waiting for a porta potty. I walk in. That porta potty was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen, and I'm saying to myself, wait a second. If you're a woman, how the hell did you come
yeah.
in here and do your business? I swear to God, there was one moment because people were just opening doors left and right. It
Yeah.
was kind of wild over there.
Yeah.
Literally, there was one time somebody opened the door to see if somebody's in it because they didn't lock it, and I swear I saw a woman standing on top of the thing, like
Oh,
trying to
shit.
trying to pee. She was
Oh,
literally like
man.
standing on top on her tippy toes.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, just all that just to pee.
Damn.
It was wild,
Yeah, I
but
didn't even think. Yeah.
porta potties are ugly. I always fear being in one and somebody like pushing it over.
Pushing it over, or like I have a lapse and I fall in.
Yeah,
like,
you
I don't know why that
fall
would
in.
happen, but
It's good. You walk in there, like
or
sometimes
like
I've
I'll check
walked
my
in.
phone and I'm like, we'll keep it away
Yeah.
from the hole. Like,
I don't take it out in my pocket.
Yeah.
Stays there the whole time. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced it. Just walking into like a porta potty and you go and like you really got to use the bathroom. It's the only bathroom, and you look down and there's like a turd sitting right in it. And it's like, man,
That's kind of the
get
point.
me out of here, please. It's like, hurry, come on, gotta get out.
That's kind of the point of a porta potty,
It's
See everyone else's poop.
Well, I've done a porta potty before where I opened the door and I was like, not that bad.
Yeah. Trust me, I think we all have.
Stuck his
Not that
nose
bad. I don't
up.
have to go that fast.
I
Not
got,
this porta potty.
I got mad because there was this rest stop in Jersey. I was coming back from Pennsylvania. I was with my family, and we were coming back, and we stopped at this rest stop. And there's like this nice building with bathrooms, everything. When we get there, the building is closed. It's like 8, 9 o'clock. It was kind of late, but you assume the building would be open to use the bathroom. Nope. You know where you had to go? There's these 2 porta potties that were located like near the wooded area and everything. And I walked in and I said, you know what? I can hold it till we get a little further and we get to another
See,
one.
when you're out and you're drinking, you gotta go like every 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's why
Yeah.
I
That's
think about that sometimes.
well, if you're, I mean, if
I've
you're
known
in
people
this,
that just pee on themselves.
but no,
They just let go,
no,
and then they don't.
can't do
then
that.
Then they don't wash the pants for like 3 weeks.
But I'm not gonna lie, there have been some times where like I've been out and like I've had to like I've been drinking
Mhm.
and I've had to go and I'm like, man, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna have to just do it. And then like I just hold it for a second. I'm like, no, I'm
Yeah.
good. I got the willpower. And then like a couple minutes later, you're like, oh man,
It hurts. Yeah.
I don't know.
I've peed on the train tracks.
Yeah, I've
Standing
not.
on the platform into the train tracks. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I've done
have you ever
that.
gotten to that point?
The word, I'm terrible though
This is like-
because
No way.
I'm the
At
worst.
23rd Street. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I was coming from Barcade or something. I had to go so bad. I don't know why I didn't just go in there. And it was like 3 a.m, so I got to the far end of the platform,
Yeah.
and then
Maybe I shouldn't admit this, but I've peed in Central Park a couple times. Actually,
Oh.
I peed one time in Central Park, and like there was this little spot that I go into. I'm not giving away my
Giving
secrets
away your
here.
secrets.
Not giving away all my secrets. I'm not gonna tell you where the spot is. But I walked down. I walked into the park, and I will say it was like an overpass or whatever.
Okay.
And I go pee, and I'm like, one, I look for like homeless people
Mhm.
because like I don't like.
You don't
Wait, what time?
I don't
want to
pee on a homeless
in
person.
Daytime or
like,
nighttime?
no, night. I don't dare.
Okay.
Daytime, people definitely see me,
Yeah.
but at nighttime. So anyway, I walk in there. So check this out. As I'm walking out from the overpass, I come out the park, and when I'm walking out, there was a raccoon that was like right there watching me like the whole time.
You pee.
And I was like, oh my goodness, I would have gotten attacked by a raccoon while pissing in the park.
Yeah. Holy smokes.
What a it would have.
Yeah.
It would have. I
Local
would have been the
news.
butt of every joke.
Weird but true. in the
Man
New York
gets
Post.
attacked by raccoon while pissing on underpass.
Yeah.
Only in New York.
Yeah.
But
Good thing
yeah,
it's a shy raccoon, you know.
But the park seems like a natural place to pee, though. That doesn't seem.
it
Yeah,
is
yeah.
you know what? It is natural, but you always worry about like people
But you're
lurking.
self-conscious, you know.
Is by the way, is
Nighttime's easier though.
to clarify, is public urination now? Is there no ticket for it anymore?
I don't know the specifics of that. They did cut. Officially, they were cutting back on like quality of life, like public drinking, public urination.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it was part of like, it might be part of like a program where they're reevaluating how they do those things. So eventually they will do it more. Like, I don't really know.
Yeah, I
But
forgot
they changed.
what public urinate like.
Yeah, especially in New York City. It's not like in Europe where they have
Yeah.
all these public bathrooms. All
It's
over
tricky
the
because
place.
you definitely
Yeah.
don't want people
Like
just
here,
peeing
you
on the
just
street.
can't go, and people don't let you pee in their stores if you're not buying anything.
You know what they
You just gotta go.
You know what they should do? You know how now in New York, I don't know if you guys have seen the stories of like all the shops that are like closing down and nobody's going in them anymore or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And you got all these empty storefronts.
Mhm.
They should just have like make a couple
Wait.
public bathrooms.
Yeah.
Pay bathrooms.
Oh yeah.
Pay
Or
back.
you give a card and just say, hey, like swipe
Yeah.
this card to get in. You know,
It's very pragmatic. Like it seems like something someone will. It'll
because
be an app.
sometimes I'll like be out.
There is an app for that.
Find the nearest bathroom.
Really, I gotta get that app
2017.
after the show. You gotta tell me about that.
Yeah, this
'cause
guy needs it.
I need it bad.
You have one beer.
Because sometimes I'll like I'll be walking around and I'll be like, where the hell is the
Where-
closest bathroom?
Starbucks. It's always Starbucks.
And then
Starbucks is
no, but
always
then
reliable.
it's tough because I don't buy stuff from these places, so like I literally have to like sneak in and sneak out, and like I
Yeah.
get people telling me no bathroom,
Yeah.
because you're not.
So you end up
you-
buying some
you-
Swedish fish to take,
I
just take a
buy
leak.
something,
You're basically playing.
and I'm
to
like, God, I
to
just
pee already.
wasted some money on like something that I didn't want
Yeah.
just to use the
You could always
bathroom.
use some Swedish fish. Though.
That just angers me. But how far are we along in this?
You're over. Probably over by 10 minutes.
Yeah, we're pretty over.
We're over.
Yeah. Yeah, so quickly wrapping up, let's see what else is going on. Yeah, I wanted to ask you, I don't know if you've checked this out on this is a wrestling point.
Mm-hmm.
I know, Doug, you're not a wrestling guy, but
I'm barely a wrestling fan anymore.
Flair, I know.
Ricky Flair?
Ricky Flair.
Ric Flair.
Isn't there Jeff the Steamboat? Somebody just
Jeff the Steamboat.
That's great. We'll go
Jeff
with
the
that. Jeff the
Steamboat.
Steamboat. That's my favorite wrestler. Mad
Ma-
Junkyard Dog.
Junkyard-
Yeah.
Wow, that's old school right there.
Yeah. That's what he knows. What
Those are your
what
people.
could be going on in wrestling that's worth talking about?
But well, nothing really current. But I don't know if you had paid any attention that the WWE released. I think they have a show on the network that is about matches like from the early '90s or whatever that were never released, and like they've released them. Of course, I've seen them on YouTube. So
yeah,
somebody posted them
depending
on
on the
YouTube,
match,
but
yeah.
I've seen them and it's pretty cool. Like
Is it like not the Coliseum home video? It's just
no, I think
just
they
random.
were matches that might have been taped for the old Coliseum home video.
And they just never put 'em-
And then they
put
just
'em out.
never put them up. Like they had like Ultimate Warrior and Undertaker and like a casket
Yeah.
match.
That's my favorite stuff
that I
to
never-
watch.
Yeah,
I
I've
mean,
been-
on YouTube. There's plenty.
I've been watching all
Yeah,
this
need
like
the
old
network.
school, all these like old school like
fun.
matches
It's fun
that,
to watch.
that were never released. It's cool because it's no commentary,
No, it's just a video.
no
footage.
commentary because these were just dark matches that were
Yeah.
recorded for. Oh, that's the other thing.
They changed the F to the E.
WWF.
Yeah, they got the F out and put an
Yeah.
E in.
Oh, WWE now?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
got,
go
they had to
on
change it to the E
YouTube.
because of these guys.
Go on-
Going back and forth. When I was a youngster, it was WWE.
No. It was WWF and then WWF.
Yeah, it used to be Worldwide
and then
Wrestling
E was,
Federation.
like in 2004 or something.
Then it became WWF, and then I don't know what took so long for WWF, the Wildlife Fund, to
come
realize
around, yeah.
like,
after the Attitude Era.
they had been there for so long. If you go on YouTube, Doug, and you search,
You get like pulled down.
let me see, search Ultimate Warrior. Oh, you're not typing in
The
the
cursor's
search.
not on the space.
Yeah.
Ultimate
Come on,
Warrior.
Doug, get it together.
Ultimate Warrior and who?
Ultimate Warrior versus Undertaker, casket match.
Is that where the Ultimate Warrior threw up? Or no, that was
No.
Papa Shop.
Put in cat. Yeah, put in cat. Yeah.
Casket match.
I had never seen this before, and it was just released. I don't know.
I think of all the things to watch, early 90s Undertaker might be the best.
I wouldn't be shocked if it got taken down already.
Yeah, most of this, like, whatever's up.
Oh,
is-
wait. Casket match. That one right there. The third one. Yeah, that one right there. Yeah, so these matches were all
Primetime.
matches.
Oh, that's primetime. That was, like, one of the weekly TVs.
Yeah, but
show
it
they
never
had.
got released on TV.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
they had, like, an hour maybe for the whole show, so I guess it makes sense, like, there's stuff they filmed and never
Yeah,
got
but they
put
used
on.
to do TV tapings like they
Oh,
did
were,
them
like, back to back.
They did them the same as they do them now.
Yeah.
Just at the time when they did them, like
They would do
we
a few in
didn't
a row.
we didn't know the other matches
Yeah.
because they didn't have the
Didn't
internet
have the
back
internet,
then.
Yeah.
Literally have a casket around the arena.
Yeah.
Yeah, the point of the match is to stick your opponent in the casket. See, because Doug, the storyline of this was that the Undertaker was the bad guy, and he attacked the Ultimate Warrior. And when he attacked the Ultimate Warrior from behind, he put him in a casket and he locked him in the casket. And so the Ultimate Warrior was like gasping for air
This
and
is
everything.
great, man. Like, this
And you know, so they ended up having like a casket match. They had a body bag match too. Put your opponent in a body
this is like a
bag.
different world, you know?
I love Doug's reaction to it because Doug is like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, if you've never seen The Undertaker, especially this is him,
Yeah,
Golden Era, right?
That's him. That's not him.
that was
No,
Paul Bearer.
That's his
with
manager.
Paul Bearer
Who,
was his
who
manager.
was a mortician in real life.
Yeah,
It just so happened that they plucked him out and
yeah.
he became this guy's manager.
But Doug, be honest. If you saw this dude on a dark night, you'd be terrified, right?
No, I probably.
Walk to the other side of the street.
I don't know where that was going. I have no clue where that was going, Doug. But
But she's like the head of Small Business Administration now.
oh, Linda,
Linda
McMahon, yeah.
she does a great job. Believe me.
Sure. I mean,
She pulled this off. That's good.
I mean, she was involved in the business. It was a family business. So.
yeah.
Well, her husband went to jail, right? And then she took it over.
No, he was
No.
on trial.
Came close. Came really
Yeah, steroid
close.
trial,
Steroids.
Yeah.
And
'Cause-
wrestling?
Who would have thought?
Right?
Oh, speak of the devil.
I know, right?
Ultimate Warrior?
Speak of steroids, right?
You saw the crazy stuff that Ultimate Warrior's brother posted about his.
Oh, I
wife?
think it was was it his brother or sister?
It was
I
his
thought
brother that posted.
It was his brother.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. I mean, that's
Yeah.
personal stuff.
I'm not gonna get into it, but
Yeah.
just to say, I do kind of like believe it.
Yeah,
You know?
it makes sense. You know,
Yeah. So Doug, like the point of this match is to
put
to
your
s-
opponent in the
put your
casket.
opponent in the casket and close the casket lid.
And his thing is like he's like supposed to be dead. That's why he's walking around like a zombie.
Yeah. I love it because Doug's like, look, this
Yeah.
was like this was,
he hasn't watched since like 1983 probably. You know, talking about Junkyard
but
Dog.
yeah. So this is like new to him.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but it's cool. YouTube is amazing. It just has all these things,
Yeah.
wrestling matches,
Yeah.
concerts, things that you could never access before.
I know. Yeah. it's-
Like, he's like, he was
Doug's having a good laugh at this.
Well, because the arena is packed.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Doug.
Filled with
Like
people.
you know, the thing about it that's so interesting is that wrestling to me is one of like the most unique art forms because it's actually derived from real like
Yeah, back in the day.
like shoot wrestling,
Yeah.
like way back in the day, like Carl Gotch. You know,
Yeah.
who else am I thinking of?
Like back in the early 1900s.
Yeah,
up to
actually,
the 20s and 30s.
You know, wrestling became like predetermined, and I don't.
Once the
I don't.
promoters realized, oh, okay, like this would make us more money if we had these guys face each other.
Yeah.
And
Because what happened with wrestling back in the day was real. Like professional wrestling was real. The problem was like one match could go like 2-3 hours. And like at one time people were really into that.
Yeah.
But eventually people were like, wait a second, why are we watching two guys do this for 3 hours?
Right.
And like what the hell are we doing here? So eventually promoters started having like worked matches where the guys were in on it together, but the audience didn't know. And then it just kind of got more colorful and everything like that.
When did this happen? When they started like predetermining the winner?
It was like a slow process. Like I think
I would
from what I've
pro-
read, 40s, 50s is when
Yeah,
it started.
I would say 40s,
And then each
50s.
decade, it was more like by 60s, 70s, it was.
Because like in
all
the 20s and
pre-matches.
30s, they were selling out like Comiskey Park in
Yeah.
Chicago for, like 40,000
Yeah,
people
for
to
like
watch
basically a real wrestling match.
like
maybe
real
even,
wrestling.
Or back then there was some shady stuff, but
Which and
like
it's
not
so,
as in your face.
like it's interesting, but people who don't watch wrestling like yourself, you look at it and you say, how can people get into this?
Yeah.
But it's like it really is like a unique form of entertainment, but it's derived from like so many different.
From theater.
The UFC really is based. Let's be real.
all
Like,
the hype stuff.
granted, the
especially.
UFC was created by like the Gracies and whatnot
Yeah.
to like show off their jiu-jitsu. It's kind of based like off of
Yeah.
professional
I mean,
wrestling.
When you see the packages for the fights, it's always like one
Yeah.
guy talking crap about the other guy. And,
No, it's-
oh, Tombstone.
Ooh, vicious.
Yeah. It's gonna
Um,
wreck his spine.
Yeah, but I think the thing about wrestling that's like cool is when it's done right.
Yeah.
Like nowadays it's just kind of like big moves but like when guys are really like into it and they get you to buy into
Yeah.
what you're saying. It's like live
Yeah,
like
like a-
live action. What's the best way to put it? It's like a live
theater.
action. Yeah.
It's basically like sports theater.
Yeah, and people are supposed to like get behind the characters and all
Yeah.
that. Like I love it when it's done right.
Yeah.
When it's not, it could be brutal to watch.
Yeah.
But when it's done right, it is fun to watch. And back in the day when I was a kid, Doug, and like I'm watching, I'd be like
I was scared of this guy as a kid.
terrified. I'd run to a
Yeah.
different room when he came on
Yeah.
TV. I was
He would put
terrified of
people in
him.
body bags and stuff.
But do you
Yeah.
think the acting was better in the early days when they started doing this?
Well, like when they would talk on the microphone back in the day, they weren't scripted. They would just basically speak
Yeah.
off the dome, off experience, and then the matches they would basically be in the ring, telling each other what to do.
and a lot of the characters back in the day, like the gimmicks as they call them,
They weren't forced to act as much.
they
you know?
were
Like-
they were like
acting
reflections of the actual people. So it's like Ultimate Warrior, for example, all colorful. He was kind of crazy, said
Yeah,
wild
bodybuilder
things.
guy.
But it's like people would buy into it. That was kind of him. And like even with the Undertaker here in all black, you buy into this guy. You know he's not really dead or whatever, but you
It's
buy
more
into
corporate
him.
now. It's like, okay, we're gonna decide what your personality is, and here's what you're gonna say, as opposed to, this is who I am, and this is what I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Now
Justice League versus the Legion of Doom.
So.
you know there was a tag team, the Legion of Doom.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what the Legion of Doom is, though, right? Super Friends.
Yeah.
They ripped it off from there.
But
Wait, the good guy's getting buried now?
oh, but wait, continue to watch. I don't know what the delay is here.
He's seizing up apparently. That tombstone fucked him up.
Maybe this is
Paul
why it
Bearer
was
was good,
unaired.
Right.
No, he's fighting
So
out. He's
fighting
not
it
gonna
out. It was
let.
weird 'cause at
He's
first he
not
was just,
gonna
like,
let him
kicking his
close
leg.
it.
He's having a seizure?
Oh, shit.
And the other part of this match is that was the same casket that the Undertaker put him in, and he locked him in, and he was gasping for
snap.
air.
At this point, had he put other people in the casket, do you know? Or it was like I know it was a thing at least he would bring out.
He just brought out the
Like
caskets
funeral
like scare
parlor.
people, but
Yeah.
he hadn't put anybody else in it. Like Warrior was
Oh,
the
he just
first
switched
guy.
it up. I
Oh,
forgot- I
Warrior
forgot-
wins the match.
I forgot all about this.
You also got to keep
'Cause he
in
didn't
mind.
close it- Undertaker didn't close the casket.
Yeah, you know, you also have to keep in mind that back in the day, this was probably 91. Back in the day, like people had their suspicions, obviously, and there were people who definitely knew it wasn't real, but people bought into it. Nowadays, everybody kind of knows the tricks and the
They know
behind the
the
scenes stuff,
backstage
so they don't
news.
buy into the real, like they don't buy
It's
into
hard for
what
them
they're
to to
watching.
Suspend their disbelief, I guess.
Yeah, which is a shame. Like,
This place is packed.
Yeah.
yeah. The guard, man, you should see the guard. Listen, WrestleMania, 70, 80, 90,000 people every year. Any venue that they're in.
Yeah.
Wrestling is a really fun form of entertainment when it's done right.
Yeah,
But-
yeah. Some of my favorite nights are going to see Ring of Honor.
But you got to be very careful as to what you're doing, because if you don't do it
Yeah.
right, it could be a
You
train
just
wreck.
buy into it. Even if you're there live, you see the punch doesn't really hit, but
Yeah, but
you're just like you're into it.
but there's a lot that's real, man. These guys take a real beating in
There's some
that
fans
business.
that make it real.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Gone over a bit, I suppose.
yeah, we've gotten way over, but it
Yeah,
was good. I think
it's
we
all
had some
good.
good talk.
Yeah.
You got to
It's
come
all
back
part of
on.
the deal. Yeah.
This is the JYD, the Junkyard Dog.
Oh, nice. When did he pass away?
This is the real stuff right
King Kong.
here. JYD and
Ooh.
King Kong Bundy.
Probably must be like late 70s.
This is
or
real
early 80s.
stuff.
Wow. King Kong Bundy.
When men were
Wow.
men.
Yeah, these are like circus, you know what I mean? Circus acts. Circus attractions, you know?
Yeah, see, look at the people. Look how angry that guy gets at him.
It's just like Boston Garden? Or no?
Yeah, Boston Garden, yeah.
Oh, snap.
There comes JYD
Wait, why is he being escorted by police?
to keep the fans, because the fans are crazy. They're going to,
Yeah, they might jump.
you know, they got to make sure that the wrestlers can get to the ring
Plus
all right.
Boston's had a reputation, right? For,
You know there were wrestlers. You know there were wrestlers that like were stabbed going to the ring and whatnot.
Yeah.
No.
Back
Yeah.
in the day. Especially like 70s, 80s.
Down
Like
in
the South, people took it real seriously.
down there was the South.
Like NASCAR.
There was in Puerto Rico. There were wrestlers who talked about getting stabbed, like because the fans would be so close. Like you see how the security was there. The fans would be so close. Now they have like really wide entranceways, and the fans aren't that serious. But back in the day, people would hate people, so like they would get up close and like they'd stick they'd stab them or whatever.
They throw cups full of pee.
Yeah, they'd throw piss at them.
Yeah, they don't take it that seriously anymore.
It was wild. I mean, it's weird. Like society, and I'm not just talking about like wrestling. Like society now is like a lot more different.
Oh,
But it's almost like you wish there were certain aspects of it that are still around.
I was telling someone at my job today, I was like, sometimes I kind of hate technology, you know? Just like things go wrong for no reason all the time. And no one really, even
I think
IT
we
person's like, I don't know.
we have
It's
an
like quantum physics.
we have an over reliance on technology.
I mean, it's too late. We're
And technology is not a
committed,
bad
so-
thing. I'm not.
There's a pushback on it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The country that this is surprising. What country would you think would be the least involved in social media?
The least involved.
Least
social
involved
media?
in social media. North
Any-
Korea.
So I'm gonna
You mean
say,
like Western
a
countries?
Western country.
Western countries.
Western.
Least.
Least interested. Least
Hmm.
percentage of people on social media.
I can't. There's no way. I mean, America's number one. We invented it.
Canada.
I
Oh
was thinking
man.
somewhere in Europe, but like, I don't know.
Is it a real? Is it a big country?
Yeah.
Big country.
England? I don't know.
I don't know. That's.
Germany.
Germany?
I was just about to say Germany.
Germany.
Interesting.
Darn.
So they're just not into. They're not as big
Less than
into.
20% of the population is on social media.
Ah, okay.
And they want to attribute it to the fact that
They're really savvy though.
they're very.
That's
I mean,
probably
they're-
why.
they're
Like,
engineers,
Facebook
they're
is too
savvy,
main.
But
It's too dumbed
don't
down.
forget, they also had secret police in Eastern Germany, right? So they're
Mm.
Doug
used
is-
to have it on.
Doug is educating us.
Yeah, that makes
Just to let you guys know, in case you can't
I
hear
didn't
him.
even. I didn't even. I
No,
never
it's all right.
knew
It's
that.
all right. No, it's
That's
not
really
that. It's just
interesting
that you don't
because
have
of
the
that
mic,
history.
so
Oh, okay.
that's it.
That's really interesting because of that history. They're like super. Because here we're just like, just
Yeah,
for-
Facebook has all my
hey,
information,
hey,
all
you
my
know.
contacts.
like when
It's
they
too-
they'll come out with a story like, oh, the Trump administration wants all immigrants in this country to have their social media scoured, and it's like, I thought they were doing that already for citizens. Like, why is it even a story if they're doing it?
Yeah, my belief.
People coming into
Honestly,
the
my
country.
belief is that if you're on social media, there's
There's
no
an expectation.
there. Yeah, I just
I
feel.
think anything, my Gmail, my text.
Yeah, I
anything
mean,
really is like
what kills-
open.
So my question is, do we have a right to privacy? Do you think we have a right to privacy?
It's too late now. Like
Doug
we
just
see it-
asked us if we have a right to privacy. Man, I think with let's say, okay, here's my feeling. If you go on to any social media, any platform of social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, like if you have certain restrictions on your profile, like if you make it private or whatever, people should respect that. Like there's that level of privacy. However, if you
Still
make
have
your
to fix it.
profile, if your profile on anything is public and people can see, then you have to keep in mind what you're putting on there. Like you can't put it like, for example, there are people who put like people who go in for job interviews. Like this has always been my stance. Like people who go in for job interviews and whatnot, they love the candidate, everything like that. Then they look at their social media and you have pictures of them like getting drunk at a party and whatnot. And I'm saying to myself, one, you have to realize what you're putting up there.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
like, and if it's public, you especially have to realize that.
I think it's like the right to privacy like that was out the window like 20 years ago.
It's
We just
definitely
all
out
went
the
in,
window.
Here's all our information.
Like
you can go. There are the people. They're rare. No Facebook. No Twitter. No this. No that. Flip phone even. Like if they
it
wanna
is
take
weird
it
though.
that far.
It is weird though in today's day and age when you're not on social media. Because I have like one friend who's not on social media, and it's like when you're on social media, you're like as close to being off the grid as like you can be. You know what I'm saying? Because like it's like people don't know about you anymore. It's like, wait a second, this person's like you.
That's how,
Is he dead?
that's how it used to be, you know.
You ask
There's
somebody.
something quaint about that, you know.
It's like when somebody's not on social media, you'd be like, have you heard from this person? It's like they're alive and well, everything's perfectly fine, but it's like, wait, have you heard from this person?
It was like I was talking about before we started. Like I know things about people that I haven't spoken to in years just because they're and it feels weird to even bring them up.
That's like a good and bad thing.
Yeah.
Cause like
it's just like
I think it's good. I think
access to information.
I like that I can, you know, keep up with people who I don't necessarily talk to, not in a stalking type of way, but like people who I went to school with. I'm like, oh, you know, they're doing good. Oh, they got married, they got kids. That's really cool.
Oh, wow.
But you know, it's also kind of weird in a sense.
It's new, man. I mean, like,
I just think I personally think we just misuse a lot of things.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a problem with it. I don't
know, like in 50 years, if we'll be used to this, if we'll be like, okay, like I can like not check my phone all day, and it's just gonna get worse, right? Or just
I think in years you're gonna have situations where like you're not even gonna have to check it. Like
it's gonna be
you're gonna have
it's science fiction.
Like we already have like Bluetooth and
sounds
whatnot.
Crazy, but a lot of the science fiction stuff is becoming true. Like
seriously, you wear a wristwatch.
Yeah.
And like you have like an earpiece or whatever, you walk with that all the time, and then like somebody calls you, just look at it. You could like flash an image like from your
it'll
thing
be
right
inside.
up in
It'll be implanted in your body. Like it's so many things that science fiction wrote up.
See, that's scary.
That's what I really believe is gonna happen. I mean, you're gonna get born, they're gonna put the little chip in your head.
We're gonna be like animals.
The thing is, so many things that have been written about in science fiction have come true. It's almost like we see these things coming, and it might seem cartoonish now, but the babies being born and having the implants put them, it seems totally feasible.
I think it's. I think
we already have a social security number. That's a very rudimentary way.
Yeah. Eventually, we're gonna have a barcode on our neck.
Fob, you know?
When you walk into a place, you're good.
Yeah. there's workplaces now that you could read about in the news that they have, you know, it's like voluntary, but they have to enter, you know, the things inside your finger, and I think there's one in like Wisconsin.
You see the new.
Yeah.
Is that the new iPhone? Or?
You know, it's Android.
Okay, yeah, I've heard about that.
You see the new Metro? What they're gonna take the Metro card out?
Yeah, I heard about that in like 5.
And now it's gonna be like a phone app or something like that. I don't know if you saw about this stuff, but like they're getting rid of I think in 2 or 3 years or something like that, they're gonna try and get rid of the Metro card.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be like a phone app where I guess like you put the phone up or whatever and you can get in. I don't know exactly how it works.
Yeah, but they're gonna modernize it.
In Europe they have it's not a card. In Europe they have it. It's like it's on your keychain. It's like what is it called? IRD, the infrared signal.
Yeah.
It sends a signal from your.
Yeah, the way you have like your whatever supermarket you go to, you have the little card.
Yeah.
You scan it, like it's gonna be the same thing, and it makes sense.
I don't know. I think it's like especially. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All these people.
It's headed.
Okay.
That way, no matter what.
Here's one of my major issues. As King Kong Bundy and JYD has ended
like
in
things are getting
controversial
heated.
fashion. It's still up on the monitor there. But my thing is this, and this is what kills me. You cannot ask for something and then when you get it, complain about like the consequences.
Right.
Because like there are a lot of people like if you had an app to have to get on the subway or whatever, okay, and then all of a sudden you realize like in a situation that somebody can track you, it's like, wait a second, you can't be upset. You wanted this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think people should be following you, but you got to keep in mind that when this
Yeah.
stuff comes out, they're going to know what subway station you were at, where you got on.
And they can already
you
do
know,
that through your phone anyway. So
Right, even if you have the location service.
Yeah.
turned off.
so
I
mean,
love.
it's-
Actually, I
it's too
saw a
late.
post. This was hilarious. Somebody posted on Instagram. This is just a random person posted on Instagram. I'm somewhere, in the Bronx or whatever. And then when they were somewhere in the Bronx, I looked up at the little like part on Instagram where it gives you your location, and it said like the restaurant where the picture was taken from. and I'm like, wait a second, you can't say, "Hey, I'm somewhere," and then oh wait, it's right there, I see it. Like, but yeah, it's just crazy. Power slam. But it's just wild.
What about the new interview process? You have to give your boss
What's
your
that?
Facebook password.
What?
Oh, no,
that is
that's-
too much.
No, I didn't hear about that.
For new that's
what-
everywhere?
They started it in New York City. They want to put a law in to repeal it now.
Mhm.
But they had, for a lot of the millennials, their new employer potentially was asking them for their
Mhm.
Facebook password.
Okay.
See, that's
I
not
wonder how.
to me
prevalent-
that's not cool.
Yeah,
That's-
that's crossing the line. yeah.
That is really crossing the line as far as
I
I'm
mean-
concerned. Like, I totally understand. Like, here's my feeling. My feeling is when it comes to Facebook or any of these, either you make it private or just don't have any
Be mindful of
posts
what you post.
that are like that could potentially be embarrassing to the company you're going to work for.
Yeah.
Like if you work for if let's say you work for a company that advocates like no drinking or whatever,
Yeah.
and you got pictures of yourself drunk every
Right,
night.
yeah.
Now, okay, I totally understand that. But, if like let's say, you have some pictures of you partying, but you work for like a sports company that doesn't
Yeah.
really talk about that, it's kind of whatever.
It
Like,
really
just-
depends, right? Because if you have a picture of you at your cousin's wedding and you have a drink, social function, it's about like embarrassing, incriminating stuff, I guess, or racist stuff, or
I think what bothers me is that like you shouldn't. I think people make judgments on people based on their social media, and I think that's
Yeah.
totally the wrong thing.
yeah,
Like I actually see it like on social media with like adult entertainers, like porn
Yeah.
stars and whatnot.
right, of course.
Like I feel like people give you this impression, like people love to act like people don't watch, porn or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's like you go on Twitter and it's like, oh hey, I've watched this person's like movies or whatever. So you just write on there, hey, big fan, and you follow someone. I don't feel like somebody should sit there and like judge that, and I feel like people
Right.
do.
Yeah,
And
It's
I
a
don't.
way- I don't know.
I mean, you shouldn't be
it's
putting
still-
pictures of your junk on
Yeah.
Twitter. Like I don't believe
even
in
when
that.
even when I'm on social media, it doesn't feel real. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like I'm looking at a thing, but it doesn't feel like. I've had conversations with people about certain topics like through text,
Yeah.
and then when we meet up in person, it's like we have that same conversation again because it feel like it didn't really happen through text.
I understand that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like even if we just kind of just hit the bullet points.
I know some
Um,
people where like you talk to them about one thing on text,
Mhm.
and then when you see them in person, it's like that conversation never happened.
Yeah.
It's like,
That-
hello, like
Right.
we texted about this like 2 hours ago,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, each one had Instagram people. They're always gonna post the good things, but not all the in between nitty gritty. Twitter, people could just give their opinions no matter what. Facebook is almost like it's almost like for old people now. Like
Yeah, Facebook.
it's
Yeah,
not like cool anymore. Snapchat, right?
it's weird. I don't even know what like the cool one is anymore.
There's ones that we've never heard of that are cool.
Like sometimes
That's the
people
nature
talk
of
to
it.
like
People are always inventing. new
you
ways
you
to
got this, you
communicate.
got that, and I'm like, I'm like still learning like Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but
yeah.
it's just a wild,
It's a wild
world.
world.
Like you could go into so many different
So many wormholes.
directions with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't feel that thing about the Facebook passwords. That because Doug was,
I mean,
I don't know if you guys
that's-
heard it, but Doug was saying that employers, in New York, right?
Mhm.
In New York, can ask for your Facebook password.
Yeah. And then if you're like no, they're like,
See,
oh, sorry.
I wouldn't do that because what happens if that employer is not careful with your password?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because like
Yeah,
even if the person who's asking for it is not gonna give it to somebody, who's to say that like they say that, but who's to say that it won't fall in the hands of the wrong
It
person,
almost doesn't
and then all of
happen.
a sudden you have stuff on you have like people's junk on your Facebook and you know
I know like there's people in the entertainment industry that like they have to submit their social media to like whoever, you know, if they sign to a label, if they sign for the production company, they have to give away their. But if you're just like regular Joe Schmo,
And this is on the ladders. So ladders is for, guys know ladders?
what to do with a company?
what is that?
It's like a company for 6 figures and higher.
Mm.
Okay.
So look at what you do if a company asks for your Facebook password in a job interview.
Well for me personally, I don't
mean,
really.
Is everyone? It's like is everyone doing it? Because if they are, then I have to. Or is it? It's just like everything else with this.
But
social
that's
media
also
stuff.
stupid
We're all just
because-
diving in,
But that's also stupid. How do you?
accepting it.
But how do you really know that? I mean, are they gonna test you like if like you give them the password and then you change it like a day later?
It sounds crazy. Like
No, they ask it in a job interview. When you're interviewing for the job.
Shoulder
not when you work there
surfing.
already. As a part of the job interview.
yeah, it's coercion if you need a job.
That is, I don't know. That's
Yeah, no, that's just
Silly.
That's
The
insane.
company asks for your Facebook password in a job interview.
so. Then if you're an employee, but if
That's
you're
from 2014.
But if you're an employee and you're an employee of that company and they had your password when you first signed, and then they say, "Oh, hey, you're good. You got the job, everything."
Then change
You
it.
would just change your password.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to give them a password period because I got
Yeah,
family
just
and
the
stuff. I don't.
I would love to see the numbers. Like I could see it being, I don't know. And this is this side is for jobs that are more like the professionals and.
But
six
this is also the
figures.
thing that I hate is because I feel a lot of social media. I still feel like it's too new to have. Like in my opinion, it's too
For guinea
new
pigs?
to really have like set firm policies on it.
Yeah.
I think that
We're
like
still
it's
figuring it out.
you've got to figure out because there are new features, there are things that
Mm.
come with it, and I think
I mean,
that
if you're in
like
the public eye, it's like you have to really be careful what you say.
How about the one who gave the president the middle finger?
Yeah, I saw that. So she got canned. And,
that's
she
rough.
was very like she was like, I'll do it again.
That's rough.
Um,
How do you know she wasn't giving traffic the middle finger?
Well, some people pointed out like, how was she allowed to be? That
Yeah,
close
that's what
to
I'm
the
saying.
president? I mean, there was a story of Obama in the elevator with the security guard who had the arrest record, and
Oh yeah. But there was also that Twitter employee
she
who
posted a photo of herself. Someone was taking the photo, I suppose.
oh yeah, how did somebody say?
It
Oh,
someone was behind her.
maybe
obviously.
somebody captured the photo and then she
was
found
her
it.
firing fair? You know, I mean, every case is different. Like I don't know
I
what to
don't-
make of it because like when things become public and there's so many examples. You know, there's the crazy white lady in South Dakota that cursed out the Muslim girls in the car,
Yeah.
and then she was an accountant, and then the number for her job became public, and then they, you know, I mean, the video came out. She was gonna get fired regardless,
Yeah.
and it's like it becomes public and it becomes something else entirely once it becomes in the hands of the public and everyone could see it and lashed out at you, and
But that's just I mean I don't know. This is a weird
this is more anonymous. Like, well, she posted on her social media, so it's not anonymous.
But what
social
exactly-
media. Like
but
when I saw this picture, I was like, oh, it's some random person. But they actually figured out who it was. and
yeah.
she got fired. So
What exactly though what did they say they fired her for? Was it the gesture?
I don't even know what she did.
Inappropriate content on her Facebook feed, on her social media.
So they-
okay.
So Doug was saying that it's
Do you know what she
inappropriate
does?
content
You
on
don't know
her.
what she did, right? It's
They're a government contractor.
government contract. Oh, that's right. She was a government contractor.
No,
Mm.
right.
Yeah.
The company's a contractor. She
Yeah.
was just
She
an
okay.
employee at the company.
Oh, okay.
See, this is one of those where you sit there and you say, like, personally, I personally don't think it's a fireable offense because she didn't
Yeah.
do anything physical to like the motorcade or anything like that. It's just like, oh, hey, I'm gonna give you the fingers, you go by. I'm sure everybody's done
The
that
thing is, the
to
corporate
somebody.
world is very like buttoned up, right? And I'm not in the
It
corporate
is.
world, but like
It is, but I feel like this is. I feel like that's stupid. I mean, if you want to send her home for a week or whatever, and say, hey, listen,
like
don't do that.
if they were
okay?
getting like complaints or something, like, but even
I
then,
don't even
like,
think that because see, here's my thing. You have a right to free speech,
Yeah.
okay? And like I know that people don't like it, But like it's the First Amendment. It's the same reason why the white supremacists and neo Nazis were allowed to march in Charlottesville.
Yeah.
Don't be violent. Don't obviously don't be violent, but you
Yeah.
have a right to march whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
So to me, you shouldn't get fired for like expressing anger or whatever, joy, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You shouldn't get fired for it.
I mean, who knows? Maybe the people running the company, they're probably conservative. If they were liberals, they
Yeah,
might
but
have been,
that's-
like.
But also that's
Sometimes
like
it comes down to politics too.
at that point, yeah, and that makes it even worse
Yeah.
because it's like, is the person a good employee? Can the person get the job done? Are they are they a good
the
person?
big one was it's like 3 months old, but you remember the Google memo thing that came out? Like I guess maybe it was specific. The guy that wrote the Google memo, he used to work for them. He wrote a memo basically about how gender differences in the workplace.
yeah.
He got fired, and I was
Yeah.
really interested in
What
that
do you think
story.
about that?
I was like, you know what? I honestly.
No, we can.
He made a How we're good on?
What time is it?
It's like 11:45.
We could still go.
No,
Yeah, you could chop it up.
so the Google
I got where Google was coming from. Like I actually like read. When that story came down, I was following it a little bit, and like I don't think he was like a bad person or anything. He just he was using like empirical science and just kind of. Yeah, the whole thing was that it became public. It was it was within Google for a while, and then it became public, and then it was like, once it becomes another thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, and then if you're if you're a female working at Google, it's awkward. Like, what is this? Like, a lot of female employees felt uncomfortable about it.
Yeah.
But they even took a vote. Like, close to half were like against. A good amount of people working there were against him being fired. Like, it was a controversial issue.
Mm-hmm.
But when things become, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but
So the
like-
whole thing was about women. So Google was trying to make this asserted effort to have women,
Diversity.
people of color in
Yeah.
tech.
yeah.
And so
And he was very critical about like their diversity program to begin with.
right.
And he pretty much wrote a memo that was like, you can it's basically cut and paste from like empirical science about behavioral psychology, differences between men and women, and he's making these arguments. But like, it's empirical science, so it's like you're talking about studies that were done. Like you're this is Google. Like, this is a very
Mhm.
specific if you're a woman working in Google, that means you're qualified. That means
Yeah.
you love tech. It's a very self-selecting group, so it's weird to be like, we're going to use this empirical science and apply it to how women should operate in that company. I mean, like, I've spoke to one of my best friends. She works in advertising through the tech industry, and she says there is a difference when she's in a room with men and a room with women. Women are more cooperative, whereas when she's with the men, it's kind of like, it's a little bit more. And I
Like pains in the
if
ass.
you're, it's part of life. Like
Yeah.
depending on the group, the guy group that I'm hanging out with,
Mm-hmm.
I've got like my more weird artsy buddies,
Mm-hmm.
but then I have the ones that are more, they're more guys, and the way when
Yeah.
they're hanging out, it's like this all the time. It's just we're talking shit, and
I don't know where I fall in that.
we're hybrids. We're somewhere
Yeah,
in the middle. I don't.
Because like there are moments where I like, they're just moments, and we'll wrap up in a second. But
Yeah.
there are moments where like I feel like very
I'm
like
cutting weight right
man, like yeah.
This heat.
There are moments where I feel like very like manly, like
Yeah.
like get out of my face. And
I
then
think
and then there are other moments where I'm just like, oh, I love this dance.
I think the thing with all these
going
stories is
on.
like it's not like cut and dry. Like I'm saying, like I can see both sides, and sometimes I can only see, I have a hard time deciding what's right, what's wrong, because I think we're still figuring out what's right, what's wrong.
Yeah.
Like, all this stuff is public, and it's happened in the last 20, probably even just 10 years if you make the iPhone the starting point for all this craziness.
Yeah. But
And,
a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of
We're gonna
advancements.
see like sort of like the
Trust me,
infancy of
like,
this.
if we
As long as we last another 20, 30
like,
years, we're gonna see the
when you come
this
back
leads to.
here, I'll try to get you back in. Like, you want to come back next week?
around. I like this
Before-
nighttime chill out.
Yeah,
talk
we could
session
we
and
could try to do one before Thanksgiving.
next Wednesday
I feel like I'm doing something next Wednesday.
or like next
But
Tuesday
yeah,
or something.
I'll try to schedule one for next week. But yeah, I feel like by the next time you come in, there'll be some new advancement and some new,
Every day.
new crazy story.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's pretty
Yeah,
much
it's good to
gonna
shoot the shit, man.
that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for today. Because it is. Listen, we've been talking. We got really into the conversation, but it is ridiculously hot in this room
Yeah.
right now. I don't know why they're trying to like burn us
Nah,
in
this is
here
good,
or whatever.
man. I need to I need to shed some pounds.
bring one of those garbage chutes,
bags.
and you'll
You see
sit
'em
there,
in the gym, people-
and then like by the end, we'll just see like beads of sweat. There'll be a puddle down on the
I'll
ground.
I'll wear eyeshadow just for like
The effect,
visual, like,
just
so you
for
can see at
effect,
the end of
right?
it.
All right, so let's get out of here. Carlos, where can we find you on social media?
I'm Carlos is surreal on Instagram. That's the most important thing.
All right, Carlos is surreal. Doug, I want to thank you for coming to help.
Man,
Your social media, global, what is Global Blue? All right, Global Blue 212. This guy is great. He helps us a lot. Anybody who has worked with me probably has seen him. So, Doug always contributing. Next time we'll get him a microphone so that he can sit over there and contribute to the
Yeah.
conversation,
those some ideas,
even
man.
when off camera. And guys, check out our social media, LAWESHOWSM. That is LAWESHOWSM on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and yes, Tumblr. I posted some stuff on there prior to today's show. You guys are going to be very proud of me. So I'm figuring out the social media thing, and I'm going to get better at it. But thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and we will catch you next time. Peace. Oh, wait. I did all that, and I forgot to mention the YouTube page. Go to the YouTube page. That's where we actually
Awesome.
post the show. Life and Whatever Else, no spaces. Life and Whatever Else, no spaces. So with that, peace out. Thank you for listening. Enjoy all your support.
Good night.